Alright guys, so welcome back. New episode. We will do a range of tests today, and chief of which is a noise test while driving. So I'm going to do something in about 20 kilometers away destination. So I'm going to drive and do this episode. The episode itself is to show you. Last time I demonstrated my little bag. It's still a bit clunky, so I got this minimalist sort of motorbike rubber handlebar phone holder, and I twisted it 90 degrees, so I make the battery pack sit with the rubber band, and I'll be holding this like that, and the top still camera can hang into this. So I'm not using this battery pack to demonstrate to you. So I'm not using it right now. So it's a minimal weight, and this is a carbon fiber, so it weighs nothing. All right, so we will start the car. So while we get going, we see how the noise goes, and I'll stop talking for a little bit. And when we start driving at a constant speed, we will start to talk about what we really want to talk about in this episode. Alright, this is a kind of a gear talk, gear tests. Now I'm starting the car. How is the vibration? Digital step still on. You probably won't see much vibration. So I'm selecting the gear. I'm going to reverse now. During the drive, I'll be watching front, obviously, for safety. But we'll continue our talk. Okay? We'll continue our talk. Select the drive gear, and aircon is on. Obviously, I need aircon, but I will try to minimize the aircon noise because I'm still a little bit uncomfort from the sickness. So I'm mostly okay now. Just a little bit, especially before sleep and in the early morning. Still got a blocked nose, still have mucus in my throat and cough and sore throat. Some persistent virus, annoying. Alright, I'll be driving, and we will join highway in about 1 minute time. We'll be joining highway soon. So now the indicator is on. Did you guys hear indicator noise? We're kind of still in a very low speed movement. So about 20-30 kilometers, because I got a stop sign. I'm gonna watch left and right. Alright, once we join the highway, I'll set the adaptive cruise control. Then we can have a more relaxed talk environment. At the local street, especially with all these complexes and kids around, so I gotta be really concentrating on my driving. Alright, so we will be joining the highway. How is the noise so far? I think the focus shouldn't be a problem, because now it's mid of the day, it's really bright, and yeah, and I'm wearing a light shirt, so shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so we are joining the highway. We are on the ramp now, joining the highway. Yeah, kind of convenient. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna use the toll road today, or at least stay on the highway as much as I can. I don't have the navigation on, but I roughly remember where we need to go, so hopefully we should be fine. Yeah. Right, now we are on the highway at 100 kilometers per hour. How is the noise? How is the wind noise? How is the engine noise or road noise? Alright, so I'm indicating I'm changing a lane. I'll be changing another lane soon. Yeah, we just drove past a truck, so It's kind of noisy. Alright. After this lane change, we should be good to go. Alright. Guys, today I really want to talk about a rumor very likely to be announced very shortly, which is Nikon gonna announce a ZF full frame equivalent of their ZF-C, which is, you know, kind of gained popularity over the years because the retro style, you know, photocentric external styling. Even it's got a flip screen and all that, but mostly I guess the users buy it because they want a retro styled photo camera. The sensor is old, performance is so-so in APS-C world, but ZF-C, you know, with appropriate pricing, they did sell well. So, not to anyone's surprise, it's just the timing, right? Nikon will do a full frame ZF as the successor of the DF, very niche but very popular DSLR. If you ask me, I think ZF doesn't need to do much of the exterior changes. It's just an enlarged version of ZF-C. It's fine. The controls, the dials are mostly fine. You can add a couple of customized button and all that. Maybe one more dial for ISO. Not necessarily. I mean, it's okay. You know, Z mount. There's nothing wrong with it. What I think ZF gonna be, it's not gonna be video centric. That's for sure. So for Nikon, if it's not video centric, means it will most likely stay in line with Z7. But if you think about Z7, the Z7 Mark II has been on the market for 2.5 years. I think it's quite old now. You know, Sony has announced the A7R Mark V for over half a year now. So their A7R Mark IV, which is a 61 megapixel sensor, I think it should be available to third-party manufacturers now. So I guess my educated guess would be my educated guess would be Nikon will announce ZF with the new sensor as a selling point. You know, Nikon might do a little tweak and lower the base ISO to 64 as they always do. So ISO 64, 60 or 61 million or 61 million pixels. Video spec, right? Since it's not video centric, I don't think Nikon would be really interested in up the video game in a very retro style camera. So I think it will mostly stay basics, which means internal 8-bit or might be 10-bit in some form of HDR, or just 8-bit only, and then HDMI out, analog, and RAW. Internal spec would be similar to A7 R4, not up to R5 level. So it would be like 4K, 8-bit, you know, line skipped. Yeah. Because from a 61 megabytes sensor down to a 4K, which is about 10, it's too much oversampling. I don't think they're gonna do that oversampling game. Even from their middle cut of the APS-C crop, they can still do an oversampled 4K that way. So you might get oversampled APS-C cropped 4K or line skipped full frame 4K, 8-bit. And then the photo is obviously gonna be fantastic, very clean, noise free, good at both low ISO and high ISO, very good at you know, autofocus, at least up to Z8 level without the benefit of stack sensor. So I don't think the ZF gonna get stack sensor by any chance. So I think that's my prediction. Price wise, given that DF and ZF, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be more expensive than most people happy to pay. If we look at the market, it'll be around $3,500. I think it might go a little bit more than that, to 38. I don't think it'll be more expensive than R5. I think it's around there, between 35 to 3,900 US dollars will be the ZF initial price. If anything lower than that, I'll be happy. I'll be happier. I'll be seriously happy for Nikon. I'm not gonna buy it because I'm out of the Z mount now. You know, nothing really new, nothing really. You know, the reason I abandoned Nikon pretty much, I still keep some D700 and its lenses, but those lenses have very low value now, and I'm not in a hurry to sell my beloved D700. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna buy a ZF. You know, I don't need a photocentric camera. I don't need a landscape retro style camera. But if I do, that'll be interesting, because they do have very high quality lenses, primes and zooms. I think, hypothetically, if I had a ZF, I would want something more premium than the existing SE series ZFC, those two primes, the 28 2.8 and the 40 f2. Both of them very weirdly announced alongside the ZFC. However, they both are full frame lenses. It doesn't make any sense, right? But if ZF at $3,500, or well, anything above $3,000, only have those two SE styled lenses, it's kind of just doesn't make sense. So I guess Nikon need I don't know, maybe a retro 105, but I don't know. I really don't what retro lenses they're gonna announce, but I think they need one retro lenses, a premium retro lens as a kit lens, maybe a 51.4, a 51.4 autofocus but with SE styling, or even 51.2. Their existing 51.2 is just too huge, too big. That S lenses is just it's no way gonna match the ZF styling and the market position. So Nikon needs something, but they already got the 28, the 26, and the 40. So there isn't much room for them to announce, say, a 35. I think it'll be out of the 28 to 40. So it's either be a 50, which is a lazy choice because old style retro camera with a 50 standard prime, or Nikon could go a little bit surprise to everyone, announce something like a premium 35 or a premium 28. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I think if Nikon really want to sell them to the rich, retro styling oldies, the oldies who have the old DF, the oldies who collect the Nikon F mount lenses, they will have I don't know, maybe a retro style 2814, as a kit lens, that lens will be over $2,000. 2814, 25,000, and with a 35,000 ZF, sell $6,000 as a kit lens. I don't have a retro style zoom, you know, any will do, but 24 to 50, 24 to 70, but with a retro styling, SE type styling, I think that will do. That will be very nice, very nice. Here's my prediction, and by the way, we just take the exit off the highway. So, how was the highway recording? How was the noise performance? How was the vibration performance? I hope this episode just started with a gear test, and then we talked about my prediction on Nikon's Zf. In terms of Sony, yeah, one thing, my father actually inquired me about a camera he is interested in. He wanted to buy a pocketable high image quality camera to replace the heavy full frame set he got. So my question was, how high is high enough? You know, it's all about compromise, isn't it? We need to find our compromise in terms of portability, in terms of price, in terms of weight, and in terms of image quality. You know, he's not interested in video at all, so we only discussed a few options. It's mostly likely the Fujifilm x100V or the Ricoh GR3. But my question is, even without considering about video, for that price to get a new GR3, which I owned as a first release, first batch of arrival in Australia, I owned it for over 18 months and I sold it, only lost like 15% of the value, maybe 10. And nowadays to buy a brand new one, I kind of feel there's no value. There's nothing wrong with that camera. I love it. But for me, the point and shoot, or the kind of pocketable high image quality camera, the autofocus is still very important. You're gonna do street photography, and you say, oh, you don't need street photography, have fast AF. That is kind of old school thinking. Why not? If you could, why wouldn't you? Like, I struggle to recommend a GR3 at the moment for APS-C styled pocketable camera. Even the Fujifilm x100V, I would rather recommend something also rumored. Sony gonna announce the A7C Mark II with maybe 35-8 or any pocket, like little tiny lenses. The Tamron is too huge. The Samyang 35-8 or the Zeiss 35-8, you know, something like that. Or even just this one, an R8 and 28-8. What's wrong with this, right? A 28-8 pancake lens gonna have far superior autofocus than the Ricoh GR3. I tell you what, because I own GR3, I know how gigantic gap between a Canon and the Ricoh in, you know, snapshot, in autofocus, in capture, kids running around, you know, street, people riding a bicycle, you know, people on electric scooter, electric skateboard, you know, huge difference. So I don't have any confidence to recommend GR3 to have sharp autofocus and to have successful autofocus in what my father planned to shoot. I just feel it's kind of last century technology. To say that, it might be a bit harsh, last decade's technology. It's not the same. It's not the same as this decade. You know, it's way too old, in my opinion. It's way too old. So it's just my thinking. Why would you spend near $1,000 US dollars to buy a brand new X100V or a GRIII without considering something like A7C Mark II, or just get an R8, or even just get an R50? If there is another pancake, Canon announced, you know, the rumored EFM 22mm f2 gonna be moved to the RF mount, I will have no hesitation recommending something like R50 with that lens. And then as a 35 equivalent pocketable camera, you have so much more potential, you have so much more fun with it. And then with a twist of your wrist, you can change the lens to 100 and 400 L lens, and then you can shoot wildlife on the weekends, right? Why would you want just a pocket camera? I mean, the pocketability kind of lose the argument now. That's my experience after owning the GR3 for 18 months. I need to have my mindset on taking the camera with me or just taking the phone with me. So if my mindset saying I'm gonna shoot some photos out in a sort of a shooting mind, in that sense, I'm prepared. You know what I mean? I'm prepared to take the camera. So I might as well just take the bigger camera. I just take my little bag like this, and I'll just take the camera with me, and I'll just do bunch of photos and videos. You know, not necessarily I need to fit in a physical pocket, because the pocketability is kind of a false argument. If I really want light, I really want discreet, I really want not drawing any attention, I might as well just use phone. Modern phone is very good. I wouldn't say as good, because as a photo video enthusiast, you know that it's not really close. But you know, if you compromise that much, why wouldn't you just take your phone then? That's just my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And I think that's been a long recording. I will stop here, and I'll upload the whole clip to YouTube, and let me know. Alright? I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye for now.